Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Johanna, and for those of you who are new here, welcome. And for those of you who are returning, welcome back. In today's video, we're going to be setting up week 2 of November 2020 in my A5 Stalogy for work. And if that is of interest to you, please stay tuned. Okay, so I did remember to put the tab on, so that's good. And I found that because what I used was a sticker, if I placed the back one first to line it up to that one, then it made it easier to get the staggered look that I kind of want. I don't know if that makes sense, but that makes sense to me. So for this, this week, I should mark it. And I think this is the right one, yeah. So I'm in the office Monday and Tuesday. There's a holiday on Wednesday, which is yay. And the reason why I don't do this, because we get our schedule. Sorry, I'm trying to look at the pen at the same time I'm talking, for a month in advance. So we already have what our schedule is for November. However, I have learned that depending on what's going on, this can change because, oh, see, I'm not paying attention. All right, I need to mark the work from home. So I've got the right pen finally. So I only mark a week at a time. So we're going into the week of the 9th through the 13th, and so I know that this has not changed. And then towards the ending of the week, if there are going to be any changes, they would let us know for the following week, because that has happened. And so even though I'm pretty sure for the month of November that I work Monday through Wednesday in the office, Thursday and Friday from home, I don't want to mark it just because it may not actually be true. I know it's going to be true for this upcoming week, so I'll go ahead and put it down. And the reason why that can change is I think our numbers have been creeping up again, and so we might go more on a revised stay-at-home order like we were, and so we'll go back to only 2 days in the office. And so again, yeah, it makes more sense for me to do it this way, even though I have a reasonable idea of what my days in the office and at home will be. That was a lot of talking for not a lot of payoff. Sorry. All right, so we're going to be setting up week 2, and I liked this layout, and so I think the way that we're going to just make this interesting is that we're going to, if I'm clever enough, reverse everything. And you're like, okay, what? Yeah, I know, guys. I do like having the week at a glance on the page, just because it helps me see everything all at one time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I've talked to you guys about this before. I'm generally, in my personal journaling, planning kind of life, let's just make the lines ourselves. But I love the neatness of this. And so that's why I make a habit of doing the lines with a ruler. And I remembered from last week, I thought it might be easier to color this in first. And it helps to take advantage of the pen width. That's why I had to figure out which way to hold the book. There's always a method to what I'm doing. Just sometimes when I'm trying to do things and explain why I'm doing things, it's difficult for me. Okay. Now this isn't perfect, but if I use this little ruler, it gives me an idea of how big to make this. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and we need one more. And that way I don't have to count the lines. And this ruler actually belongs in a binder, one of those ring binders that I had, but it was small and portable and I had it, so I didn't have to buy anything, because I was actually looking at buying a small little ruler for this, but then I remembered I had some of this. I mean, it's not super cute with that on there, but it's certainly functional. Okay, so we've got that. All right, now this is the stencil that my friend Christy had gifted to me, and so we're going to use this because that's what we used the last time. Just going to draw around it. And I'm really hoping it's in frame. That's not cute. And this would be thoughts in and thoughts out. Oh no, it would be up here. I was gonna do the bottom part. Oh, guys. And had I been clever enough, I would have lined these up so they do still match, even though they don't. But I seem to be struggling today. It is Sunday the 8th. Let me keep using my stencil. And then up here would be next week. So line that up. Mess that up a little bit. Okay, and then this would be the quote. Okay, and then before I put the other lines, I'll use that tip again and take advantage of the width of this. Okay, and now it's just to make some lines. And even though I went outside of the line in some spaces, I'm not going to let that bother me. Plus, I think it sort of recedes. So even though it's messy in some places, I think by drawing the line, it does give me that neatness that I want. And I'm not going to worry that there's things outside. And even here, I draw it a little bit too long. And I'm just going to leave it. That's fine. Okay, and then we're going to mark this. And this will be my to-do list for next week. And it's not really a to-do list, it's more of a reminder list of things that are coming up for the upcoming week. And this is quote of the week. This is my thoughts into the week on how I'm doing physically or mentally coming into the work week. And then this is just closing out the week for that. Oh, mess that up a little bit. And then this is my completed tasks list. And this was Tombow. 942 and Sarasa black clip. Now the Tombow I only have here at the house. I don't have this at work, but I do have Sarasa pens there, and that's fine because I actually won't be putting any more color on this page. Let me just erase this. And let's do a quick after the pen, and then we'll be done. So that was last week again, one little sticker, and I'll put a sticker on sometime this week. This one I put with the quote. I actually might do that again. Now the pages are very similar, but I wasn't paying attention because this actually should have been a little bit farther in that way, like this one is. And then like I said, I could have lined at least this one up so that those flowed across the page. But again, it doesn't matter. If you're not looking for any flaws, you may not see it right off the bat. I noticed it because I noticed how close it was here, but by then I'd already committed, and it's fine. It really it really needs to be functional. It doesn't have to be a mirror. I thought it'd be clever to pick one layout and then kind of mirror it on the other side, but kind of flipped a little, because again, things are in different places. And I actually might do that again for this week. It makes a lot of sense to me in my head for weeks that are like this. In October, there was 1 week that was just by itself, and so that could be whatever I wanted it to be. But for weeks that look at each other, I think that might be a good idea. And then when I do this again for next week, then I'll figure out a different layout and then have it mirrored on here. And I think it'll just make it interesting because again, this is part of the decoration for me since there really isn't much else going on. My quote of the week I really like, and it was one of those memes of like me, I don't want to go to work, and then my bills are like, yeah, you better have my money. And I think that's a Rihanna song, but I'm not really sure. And so that made me laugh. These quotes of the week are really just to do that because I have enough stress in my life, and I find that when I'm in stress mode, inspirational or really motivational things do not help me. They just irritate me. But stuff like this, just laugh it out. It's going to be okay. I did fill in some of this already. This I will fill in as I go because what I've done is I have some ideas of what I'd like to do in my Utaki, but this will be the actual what happened, and then I will check these things off as I've gone along. And then I think when I was doing the flip through last time, I said that I would do the thoughts here and then I would just start with the notes. Well, I didn't do that, so I'm just going to do my notes. And then whenever that ends for the month, that's when I'll do the thoughts for the month. And I think actually that makes a little bit more sense to me than keeping a dedicated space for thoughts and still writing stuff for the month. I don't know that it matters, but yeah. This is definitely just one of those I'm figuring out as it goes along. Here in the States, Wednesday is Veterans Day. I have it off as a holiday, so it is, again, a 4-day work week for me, so I'm looking forward to that. Although sometimes it's really hard to do holidays in the middle of the week and not bookended on a weekend, but I do work from home Thursday and Friday, so that does make it a little bit better, so I'm in the office those 2 days right there. All right, guys. Well, I'm hoping this is a short video, but I'd love to know what you guys think. And as always, aloha.